Shalom, I'm giving all praise Yahweh Shem Yahshua Shem Kakodah Shalom to the 144,000 and the rest of the elect out there. Shalom to you all. And I'm going to make this super quick. Anyway, I came across it. This was in my thumbnails. Ariala Sakari, based out of Philly. Must watch. Ariala Sakari responds to Sons of Thunder Israelites' new doctrine about Christ pre-incarnation. You can look that up. And I'll talk a little bit more on it. Oh, by the way, the topic of this video, it's going to be super short, is buy the truth and sell it not. So if you want to sit here and watch, well, it gets into the meat of it around about first, let's say 30 minutes or so. Got the introduction, and then he says how he calls the head of SOT. SOT, by the way, it was a break-off group from, they came up under, what's his name? Damn. Priest Sabak, excuse me. And so many names you got to remember. And when Sabak was teaching, they had brothers from Atlanta join. This guy broke off. I don't know the whole backstory of it, but he got his own, he's doing his own thing. He's got his own camp, Sons of Thunder, Israelites. And you can't make yourself one of the elect, you know? Whether you are or not, I don't know. But based upon this, the topic, buy the truth and sell it not. Okay, the Ariala Sakari, call him, whether he's priest, whatever his title is, he came across the video and it sent him to the Patreon page. Now, when you go to Patreon, you better have some money. You better have your credit card, your debit card loaded up, because you're gonna spend some money if you want something out of it. The key is to pay the money. We here at Great Millstone, we do not have a Patreon page. We don't need a Patreon page. Anything that we teach is for free. Hence the title, Buy the Truth and Sell It Not. Now, this is something that Bishop Nate did back when he was building up. He was selling breakdowns. You know why he stopped selling breakdowns and he breaks it down freely? Because you can either go to the IUIC, pay for the breakdown, or you can go to GMS and get the breakdown for free. You can ask a question, please, Elder, or whatever, Tahar, whatever, Gabar, whatever, could you do a breakdown of Revelation 11? Okay, no problem. That weekend we'll do it when we're doing the lives. Ask anything, you know. Anyway, so you don't break down, you don't give a biblical topic and you put a price tag on it. You just teach the people freely. Well, what about you, Tahar? Don't people send you money? Yes, they freely send money if they do. Whether it be in the form of tithes, donations, or whatever. If I'm not gonna put up a video and say, oh, if y'all didn't send me no money, you better not you better not let me catch you watching this video, or you got to go to Patreon. And Vocab does that. Vocab, man, when you go to his back page, it's all about money. Which there's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong with him doing it, because he's the devil any damn way, you know. But when you're dealing with this truth, when you're dealing with the gospel is not for sale. The scriptures also say in the New Testament, and to be exact, more exact, Matthew 10, it says similar to buy the truth and sell it not. It says, freely it has been given, freely give, freely give. So here's the receipt. So he showed it, right? And he wasn't getting on them about selling it. You got to watch what he says from the beginning. I watched some of it, jumped around a little bit, but this is based upon but it's right. Okay, I thought they mentioned the precept. Anyway, somewhere in the video, it's John 1. It says John 1:1, but John 1:15 speaks about how John the Baptist pretty much said that the man that comes after me, which is the Messiah, he's greater than me because he's before me, you know? when you go to St. John 8 and you read about the back and forth with Yahushua and the wicked scribes and Pharisees, the Lord said, not too many words, I'm before Abraham. He said, we're Abraham's seed. We come out of Abraham. What about you? And he said, look, I'm before Abraham. In other words, I'm greater than Abraham. So they said, how can you be greater than Abraham or go back to Abraham before Abraham if you're not even 50 years old? So they didn't understand the spiritual part of it. That's why the Lord didn't deal with them. That's why he told them that they're going to be destroyed in that same chapter. All right? So anyway, so he pulled up the receipt. He went to the Patreon, pulled up, and like I said, I urge you to watch up until about here. You can watch the whole thing. I watched up until about here. This is all I needed. And he got on the phone to have a 2-hour and 16-minute conversation with the guy. First of all, I don't give out my number, and I'm not going to get and have and I did that before. There was this one guy I gave him my number, and the guy would just call me all kind of different days of the week. Didn't ask, what am I doing? Can I speak to you? Something that Apostle Ramlab does. Anytime he calls, he said, are you busy? Can you talk? And I said, no, I'm good. Even if I am busy, I'll make time, because that's the Apostle Ramlab. Anyway, he always says that, and then he'll say what he got to say, not long. But this guy would call, and he would go into this whole, like a little debate thing. What do you think about this scripture? And I'll say it means this, that, and the other. Well, I don't agree with that. I think it means... I'm not here to have a fucking debate over the fucking phone. All right? And I'm not trying to make you break it down. He had a debate demon on him. And I don't know... I mean, he was cool otherwise, but the dude was a demon. And he fell off too. But he was cool, And he was a guy that I'm just going off to something else. When the breakup came, House of David, the breakup, he was down with Nate, and he would always come to the camp. We was in Harlem, right in front of the State Building, and he would always pull me to the side. He said, you guys got to get back together. You guys got to get back together. I said, that dude's a demon. No, he ain't a demon. He's a righteous man. He's a righteous man, and you're a righteous man. So you got to come back together. Now, years later, I met him again when I gave him the number, right? And a matter of fact, he had my number back then, and he gave it to Bishop Nate. And that's how Nate called me out of the blue. I think it was 2002. And he told me about he forced people to eat pork, that you got to eat pork to prove blah, blah, blah. Nate got the number from him that I gave to that brother. But anyway, I'm all over the place with this shit. But anyway, my thing is like, I ain't giving out no more fucking numbers to motherfuckers unless they're in the camp, they're close to me, and it's that and the third, And if you constantly just calling me out the blue and shit, I'm like, yo, I'm changing my number. Well, the right thing to do, don't give the number anyway. If you give it to the Israelite, ask you a question like they sincerely want to learn, but nope, but you went off on that, You've been in school for 2 years. I've been in school for way more than you. But you are the spirit's dealing with you now. We don't deal with that bullshit, right? So he got on the phone with the brother, the head of the SOT, Son of Thunder, out of Atlanta, and they was on the phone, and he showed it. He showed they were on the phone for 2 hours and 16 minutes. You ain't gonna change that man. Now, the newest video that's up on this page was a debate between the new moon and the moon Sabbath and all that. So these guys that I don't recognize them, and they arguing with this individual right here, which is Ariala, and I'm like, I see, and then I said that's why you don't give niggas the phone number. And I said, oh boy, the guy was going into the Farmer's Almanac is off. What does anything have to do with the Farmer's Almanac? What divine calendar is up in the sky? You don't need a calendar in your hand to see what time of the month you in. All you gotta do is look up in the heavens. I know when it's fucking 12 noon. If it's a bright day, if the moon is straight above you, dead center, when you look up, that's 12 noon, right? As a kid, I used to look up at the sun and say, oh, it was about 10:30 in the morning. Okay? Because I was spiritual like that. Anyway, so this is the thing, right? So you got to go to Patreon. This is your order number. And this was 2 days ago, right? He ordered 11:53 a.m. Now it's got Pacific Standard Time. I don't know, because this is Atlanta and he's Philly. That's Eastern. So it says, Sons of Thunder, Israelites, key address, John 1:1, is not teaching a pre-incarnated Christ. So you got to actually, now if you want to get the whole thing, I don't know if he goes into it, you got to order it. You got to get you some 15 bucks together plus tax, which is 16.20 depending on which state you order it from. And then you got to, I don't know if it's a video, it's a book, whatever the case may be. It's probably a video that you have to pay to get in there. Buy the truth and sell it not. Freely it has been given, freely give. What these guys are, like I said, now if they said we're going to do a video on John 1:1, well, John 1, we're going to focus on the 15th verse. John the Baptist wasn't talking about the Messiah, or however he said it. I'm not going to sit down and watch it, even if you pay me to fucking watch it. I'm not going to sit down and watch it. Look, brother, I'll give you $100 to watch it. I'll get the $100 and we're not watching. Pay somebody $25 to watch and tell me what it's all about. So a lot of these guys into this Hebrew, these guys that just prop up, that never met Mashah, never met Ariah, Yaikwab, Yeshaya the 7, never been in a school, couldn't tell you nothing, never been to Harlem, but they just prop up. They're the new prophets, and you got people that don't know what's going on. They just, I like this camp. It's convenient. They live right down the block. I'm gonna join that camp. I like these guys' camp because the way they wear the purple and this and that and the other. Oh, you can rock. You can get firearms with that camp. I'm gonna join that camp. Oh, they got you can be a rapper and that you get a contract. So this is like, like I said, in previous videos, the Most High set up stumbling blocks. So this is clearly a stumbling block. This is clearly a stumbling block. Now, not to take the side of Ariala, because I did get on him maybe a year or two ago about him selling names. You don't be selling no names, brother. Well, you know what? You can sell names. I don't sell names. And then we started giving out names. We went on our page. He said, you want a name? Come on my page. I'll give you a name. Tell me what your slave name is. I'll give you a Hebrew name. I ain't going to charge nobody for that. So this is to show you that I'm not siding with him. Neither am I siding with him. But, like I said, you got to pay your $16.20 to get it, watch it, however long it is. And then you got to argue with the guy. This is a hustle to these niggas, man. This is a hustle. When you put, hey, like Nate be selling bug out kits. This, get the water purifier, get this food, buy 12 boxes of food that lasts for 25 years. Nigga, we ain't in the retail business. We in the salvation business, baby. We in the waking up the elect business. And the only money involved is what the people freely give. Right? That's also in Matthew chapter 10. It said the Lord said the work they gotta take care of you. Because why? Because a workman is worthy of his hire. You got brothers in GMS and other camps that work in jobs and they get a little blessing here and a little blessing there. But when this thing really opens up, look, if the Most High dropped $100 million in my lap, I'll tell all y'all brothers, that's you diligent ones, you camp leaders, the diligent, I would say, here's X amount of money, quit your job. But you got to do the work. You should be doing 3-4 videos, whatever the case may be. If $100 million dropped in my lap right now, I'm distributing, man. Like the scriptures say, willing to distribute, willing to communicate, willing to distribute. All right? Matter of fact, let me go to that. And this is how I find it. This is how I find this. Love of M-O-N-E-Y. M-O-N-E-Y. Bingo. 1 Timothy 6 verse 10. Let me open it up. I wasn't sure whether it was Timothy's or Thessalonians. I know it wasn't Titus. Is this Titus? Let me see. This is Timothy, right? Okay, love of money is the root of all evil, in which while some men covet after, they have erred from the faith and pierced themselves through with many sorrows. Now, there's a recent story with Michael Jordan's son. He's a spoiled brat. You know, you watch him, you see. That's what happens when you got a lot of money could be a blessing and a curse, right? And it's a curse to most Jakes. It said, "But thou, O man, man of not flee these things, and follow after righteousness, goodness, faith, love, patience, meekness. Fight the good fight of faith. Lay hold on eternal life, whereunto thou art also called, and has professed a good profession," because this is your profession, "before many witnesses. I give thee charge in the sight." I'm trying to get to the point here. Let me do this. Let me do this. Okay, it's right here. Okay, I'm sorry, 17 verse. "Charge them that are rich in this world, that they be not high-minded." Now, Bishop Nate, he calls us bums. Okay, we'll be bums. What are you going to do about it? What are you going to do about it to get us out of this bum state? Remember, he said that. Now, when we started quoting the law about if you find a brother, a sister, or Israelite in decay, you're supposed to open your doors to your house. You're supposed to help that man, bring him back up. So when we started quoting that, you notice he don't call us bums no more. He don't call us bums. He might say, "Oh, they wife swap." How the hell are we going to wife swap? That's fucking ego. That's bearing false witness, man. Here we are in Israel, and we wife swapping after the camp. Get the fuck out of here, man. So when we told him the law, okay, we'll be bums, no problem. We're bums, good. We're bums, right? Hey, our Lord said that poor will always be on you. Maybe you're under that curse that we pour, but that's when you come in, an Israelite that's rich, you know. And don't let me have to bring out the records on this guy about how much money this guy makes. You always say that, nah, the most I ain't dealing with this guy. It said, "Charge them that are rich in this world, that they be not high-minded." You a bum. What does it say in James 2? The one with the gay clothing sit up here. The one with that's the poor man sit down there by my footstool. And that's his attitude, man. He got the same attitude as the church of Laodicea. Get Revelation 3 verse 15 on down. All right? "Nor trust in uncertain riches, but in the living power, who giveth us richly all things to enjoy. That they do good, that they be rich in good works." What is a good? If you're rich, what good work can a rich man do? Help the poor, right? Did not the Lord tell a young rich man? He followed all the laws. I keeps all the laws. But he was lacking one law. That was a spiritual law. The law of humility, of willing to sacrifice your riches to come into this fold. So when he said, okay, you did everything, you kept every law, couldn't get you on the laws, but you're lacking something. And that's take the money that you have and give it to the poor and then follow me. He said, nah, F that. And then he walked away sad. So the IUIC uses that scripture to say that, you see, you got to keep the laws to come in the kingdom. Nope. If the ships would have came that day, he wouldn't have made it on the ships. So what you talking about? See, part of the law, and it's contained in the law that you're supposed to help the poor. You don't tell you a bum. I'm better than you. You know, if John the Baptist came to their school, they would call the cops on John the Baptist. He must be down with GMS. Right, and John the Baptist would be down with GMS. Ready to what? Ready to distribute, willing to communicate. What does it mean, willing to communicate? If you see a brother, he look like, he might be, I ain't going to ask for money. You say, brother, how you doing, brother? What's up? No, you look like you need something. No, I'm all right. No, you look like, to tell the truth, I need a little something. What you need? Give me $20. You might give him $200. So what the hell is this guy talking about, man? You money hustlers. You money hustling Israelites. That's a new term, man. You got napkin brothers and you got money hustling, money grubbing Israelites. You know? So anyway, based upon this right here, where is he? Where is he? Let me see something. Based upon this right here, and he pulled out Ariala, whatever his title is, he pulled out the receipt. He pulled out the receipt. And then in his video, supposedly, he says, watch the rest of this video, he says that when John, matter of fact, let me go to that. John, let me go to John, John, 2, HN 1. When Ariala Sakari makes a reference at the 15th verse. In the beginning was the word, and word was it. It goes down to the 15th verse. Okay, John bear witness of him. Him is the Messiah. And cried, saying, this was he, him, the Messiah, of whom I spake, Messiah, he, the Messiah, that cometh after me is preferred before me, for he was before me. So now let me come back over here. Okay. So right here it says, SOT Israelites, new doctrine about Christ pre-incarnation. So he was saying the way we break it down, which I just read the 15th verse, is clearly talking about the Messiah being over John. As great as John was, Yahushua picked him up, greatest prophet that ever lived, of women born, none like unto John. If you receive this as Elijah who is forth to come. But John says, this man Yahushua is over me. I'm not worthy to, latch his his sandals, his boots or whatever. And so John also said, this man that comes after me was preferred before me. So I don't know what these guys are talking about, and I'm never going to know, because I'm never going to give $16.20 together to buy this thing. But I know that the Lord is not dealing with them. The Lord is not dealing with them, period, man. And these are the same guys that said the MOTB is not the micro C-hip. There's going to be a lot of explain. Oh, by the way, Sakari does teach that the MOTB is a micro C-hip as well. The most of the other camps, I would say, are the other camps, unless they come out, they don't make videos on it, the MOTB. But you're going to find out. You're going to find out, man, when it's too late. Anyway, I didn't want to make this long. Please forgive me. Shalom, on to the next shalom.